let's talk about Intel. So the Intel CEO admits that they have fallen out of the top 10 in
Mhm.
semiconductors. And is it too late to catch up? What are the only three to focus on? It's a few different questions here, but yeah.
Um, I know everyone thinks I'm going to belabor this point and say I told you so. I'm not this week. I'm in a more jovial. I'm thankful that I can hear. Thank you guys for dealing with me while I was
Prayers,
in
prayers with
low
us.
energy, right? But I think there's two sides of this coin. One, we're witnessing the death of an American iconic brand. Like, I'm not going to put them in I'm in Houston, so I'm not going to put them in the compact territory. But to
Mhm.
see them lose their lead is eerily similar to when Research in Motion began to lose BlackBerry began to lose their lead to Apple. From this moment forward, there is no coming back. I think we
Mhm.
talked ad nauseum about the AI companies that are chip companies that matter more, but Nvidia, TSM, ASML, Micron surpassed Intel. So the big lesson I want everyone to ascertain from this is that you have to be mindful of the moves that the CEOs are making to keep the competitive brand. And I think the biggest mistake and it happens to a lot of entrepreneurs, once you have a lead, you get so comfortable in having it, you think no one's coming to replace you. And this is the thing that I respect about all of us, but like when Rashad getting that work mode, like around this time of year, and he up cutting the clips himself and posting 8 times a day, you can't give the lead up. You can't. Like, I can't scream this enough that one of the things that I admire about Jensen and then about Steve Jobs, no matter how much of a lead they had, they kept pushing to make the product greater, the brand greater, the partnerships greater. And Intel just lost some of that competitive drive. And I wanted to hear from you guys, for all the entrepreneurs, especially getting it from InvestFest. How do you not lose your focus and your drive when you finally get a lead?
Well, you always have to feel like a failure.
Oh, it's good.
You have to feel like a failure.
Mhm.
Because
That's a great lesson.
once you start to feel like you made it, then you take your foot off the gas.
Uh-huh.
When you feel like you've underachieved, or when you feel like you got to look at it from a pessimistic standpoint. For me, I'm always going to take that because I feel like it's needed.
Mhm.
Because like you gotta always be critical of yourself. You gotta be critical of the situation. You gotta say, okay, I did this, but how come I didn't do this? Or somebody else is doing that and I'm not doing that. Like
When's the last time you felt like that? And I'll be vulnerable and share one too.
for in general or one
Yeah,
particular thing?
just in general.
Every day. Every day. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I'm always looking at it like, I mean, in my brain,
Mhm.
we should already have a $100 million billion operation. Like it's disappointing.
Yep. That little windsurf news came out and other. I said, what am I doing with my life? What?
That's a fact.
2.7 on a wake up?
Mhm.
I'm like, what? And shout to BlackRock and Invesco. Um, Aladdin is great, but I'm like, man, the crystal ball shit, that's been the AI. Ooh, I said, what is that worth? I went and did the calculation. Boy, I cried. My ear popped real fast. Get back to it. Let me
Yeah.
vibe code, figure some stuff out. I agree.
Yeah. I think it's consistently thinking about what's next for your business. Like, what's next? How do we become better? I don't even think it's about competition in a sense more than it is like how can we do something better? Like you said,
Mhm,
from a pessimistic view, but even from an optimistic view, like, yo, that was great, but what's next? Like,
mhm,
what can we do that hasn't been done? Right? How do we reinvent ourselves? How do we create more friends? How do we create more moments? How do we create more? Like, we got to just keep inventing and keep innovating. And I think when you look at NVIDIA, that those are the characteristics that keeps it
mhm.
ahead. When we went and saw the next 10 years,
It's different.
and you realize that forget catch up, it's over. There is no catch up. It's now about, can you survive?
Mhm.
Will these other companies survive? And their goal is not looking at it like, oh, that's competition. They're looking at it like, yo, we're going to be better than we were last year. we're going to be better than we're going to be 6 months from now.
6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we keep thinking these things are in 12-month cycles when they're really in 6-month cycles.
Yep.
Internally, right? They're looking at it like, all right, well, this product, all right, 6 months, what's the next product? 6 months, what's the next product? That way you always stay ahead of the curve, right? When people are waiting year by year, you know that you already cut that time by 50%. So you're always ahead. So there really is no catch up. In terms of Intel, it's all semis are not created equal.
No.
Let's just start with that, right? Like, so
but for that era, they were NVIDIA though.
They were, and then right. So they're not all equal. So at this point, right, in terms of Intel, there is no catch up. I think what excited people about the news of the transparency of saying that we're too far behind to catch up is now who's going to acquire them. I think that's what the pathway ahead is, right? Like they still are, like you said, an American giant. They still are part of a lot of these infrastructure bills, even when the current administration is looking at it. They still are getting incentives. It's just not that they can't compete at this level because they don't have the technology to do it. So who is the person in the GPU market that's looking like, what we could potentially acquire them? We could potentially partner with them to help our business. Is it AMD? We'll see, right? Is it I doubt it's NVIDIA, but there will be somebody at this point to say, all right, you know what? They have technology. They have a strong legacy brand. How can we partner? How can we acquire? Because there won't be any catching up.